Welcome back to Hampture, motherfuckers. Today, I'm going to hit the bike trail and give you a rundown of the 3 leading candidates for the natural bodies of water to put MegaHab into. You're looking at Site A. This is a slow-moving river with relatively clear water. You can't see from here because, being that it's summer, the water has receded a good distance from the shore. Normally it's all the way up to that bottom step there. But the visibility is good. It's pretty clear. As the heat starts to die down and the water rises again, I'll be able to show you that. One of the enticing things about this site is that there's a concrete dock, which is normally a good 2 or 3 feet underwater. Like, normally the water comes up to above this bottom step, so if you and there's a significant incline down to there, so if I want to do some shallow water habitat stuff, I can just put it on the end of the dock and run the power cord and the airline to one of the steps and then put the solar panels out here. Although this is obviously a place designed for people to go. The other nice thing is, well, it's a blessing and a curse, is that this place is designed to be accessed by bicycle. It's my mighty steed up there. So I'm going to need a bicycle trailer. This thing's got plenty of power, so it doesn't matter. The battery and habitat are going to be heavy as fuck. I just need to get the trailer, which is about 132 bucks. That's not really in my budget right now, but it will be at some point, and then I'll be able to schlep both my sexy ass and the equipment out to this site and hang out all day. I don't think I'll leave it here. This is a good place for testing stuff, because of the clear water and the ease of access. But I will need waders so I don't sink into that mud. There's the concrete steps and dock from the cycle bridge. I don't think I'll have to get my drone out since this bridge is here. An interesting thing to note is that there's little islands like this one in the middle of the river at several points. If I can find one that's not crawling with critters, I could put the life support equipment on the island for inaccessibility. Welcome to Site B, a wetlands. I don't know about the environmental laws concerning putting habitats into protected wetlands, but I think if I don't ask, it'll be fine. It's a stationary body of water, so it doesn't have many of the issues that the river does, but the water is also muddier, and the incline into the water is much more gradual, so you have to go much further into the wetlands to get deep enough water for what I want. Also, counting against it, it's extremely popular with normies. I don't know if you can see, there's a family over there. Parents love to bring their kids here. It's one of the nice places to bring your kid and teach them about the importance of nature. Probably I'll bring my kids out here someday if ever one of my condoms breaks. See, he's got the right idea. He's got a kayak. What I need is some kind of small inflatable boat so I can get far enough onto a body of water that the water's deep, and then use some kind of fishing line crane or rig or something similar to sink the habitat into the water and recover it. I'll have to think more about that. And here, my tender beauties, is Site C, which I believe connects to the river someplace, although I'm not clear on where. Could just be a pond, but it's an enormous pond and it's deep. The water doesn't look clear, the visibility it's muddy. But it's easy enough to access, it's deep, and it's deep. The wetlands, according to some of the people that I asked, are mostly 1 foot deep, about. Except in one small area, it gets between 3 to 5 feet deep, which is still not ideal, and it's pretty far from shore. This place, I can put something on shore and hide it pretty well from the places people can easily get to, and then it gets deep quickly enough that I could put the habitat in the water and have it be a meaningful depth without being so far from shore that I would need a burdensomely long umbilical. So yeah, Site C. Well, there you have it. Those are our choices. Site A, Site B, and Site C. For my money, I think Site C is looking pretty good. It's a proper body of water. It gets deep really soon as you move away from the shore. I like the ease of access of Site A, the concrete dock, but also it's designed for easy access, so there's going to be a lot of foot traffic. People are going to see the equipment. There's not as many good places to hide the equipment. It's also a river. I don't really want to put this habitat in a river. And the wetlands are too shallow. I'm pretty convinced of that now. I found out from one of those people I talked to at Site B that there is a lake called Clear Lake up near the base of Mount Hood. That it has spectacular visibility. It's very clear. It has the kind of clear water I want for a project like this. So I'm thinking really hard about, what about driving this stuff up to Clear Lake and leaving it there? But then it's far enough away that if I want to go check on it to make sure everything's going all right, I can't do that in a hurry, and I don't like that. Like, I need it to be close by so I can go check on it frequently. But it's worth a trip at some point, I think. The other thing is, it's fucking cold as shit in those lakes close to Mount Hood, so I don't want to dip my nards in that when I'm getting the habitat in or out. They'll get all fucking raisiny. Oh, they'll get so raisiny. No! But it is potentially a good option. It's also not that I don't think the solar panel and battery combo can hack it. I think, especially if I were to use a USB aquarium pump, that it's ample. I was looking at those online recently. There's an aquarium pump that runs off of USB, which is significant because that's DC only, and you don't have to go from DC to AC back to DC, so you eliminate a lot of conversion losses, which means the battery would be able to run it for longer. And everything else I can run off of USB too. I can run the heating pad off of USB. I can run the LED lights off of USB. I'd need some money for that, though. I also need money for the hand power saw to cut a hole in this lid, and the sheet of acrylic, and all the internal stuff I haven't built out yet, like the second floor, removable second floor. So there's a Patreon link in the description of this video if you feel like facilitating this absolute barking lunacy. I don't know why you would, but by all means. It will greatly accelerate the time scale of this project, which has taken several years now just because of how expensive the parts are. If I get enough supporters, I could potentially have this done before the end of the summer, and I really want to do this while the weather's warm, because I'm going to be getting into the water, like with my bare-ass, luscious body, and I don't want the water to be fucking cold as shit. But that's where we stand. Let me know in the comments whether you like Site A, which is the river, Site B, which is the wetlands, or Site C, which is the pond, or if you think I should take a trip to Clear Lake and see how good the visibility is, and see if there's any good places to hide the equipment and stuff like that.